Do you
Can you give me the tab, please? Hi, Suman. Thank you. Hi, Kiran. I can't hear you. आप mute पर हैं. You're still on mute. You switched off your camera that time. You switched off your camera again.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, that's it.
Camera बंद है
Every
अभी.
week, I think I should practice more Zoom things, and I'll be, more technocrat. But
I
maybe.
know. All of us took a while to adjust to it.
See, now I can't see anyone of you. Yeah.
I can see you now.
Yeah. So, how are you?
Good. Actually, the speaker this week had to cancel.
Acha.
So she was doing a very interesting session on angels this week, but she had a personal situation and she had to cancel.
Acha.
So I thought this week let me try and do a session.
So you are our angel right now.
No, I'm just going to be talking.
No, you are. I mean it.
Right.
You are an angel.
So
The
looks like not many of
the
us.
giant angel.
Looks like
So
not many of us in here today. एक्चुअली इसके बारे में कुछ खास आज सुबह ही बोला था ना, तो ज्यादा लोगों को शायद पता भी नहीं चला हो.
क्या बोले थे आप?
ये जो आज के सेशन के बारे में, क्योंकि आज तो सेशन था ही नहीं ना.
हाँ.
बात ही नहीं करी इस हफ्ते की क्या होगा कब होगा, कुछ बात ही नहीं करी. आज के बाद आज सुबह ही बोला था.
Right.
So let's see how many of us turn up. Yeah.
I'm also just expecting a few impromptu guests for tea. So I just thought they are unsure. So let me see what's up, what's going on. And some of my friends are gathered at a place named Chocolatory. But I was like very, very cautious. I said, I'm not coming to any restaurant or anything. People are just chilling around. Yeah, they don't think that that's a problem. Even 50s, people are not even matured enough कि बच्चों को बोलना पड़े कि बाहर मत जाओ इतने सारे एक साथ. And they're sending pictures without mask and everything. I said, good, enjoy. ऐसा है. Corona has made us so dubious and cautious and whatever. Jana, as such, I don't prefer also. I've become a very introvert person lately, I think, because अभी तो first I used to be like, हाँ चलो सबको मिलना है, बातें करने. Suddenly I just don't feel like talking to many people, most of the people. सुन रहे हो तुम Sid?
Right here. Suddenly I don't feel like talking to many people.
Yeah. So I just like to be at home and do my work or read or watch a movie.
Right.
I just watched this.
And today we will integrated
sorry.
wellness. There is one thing called social wellness. So I think that one you might be interested in that one.
Yeah, I am. Social wellness, as in how to have balance with all the relationships. I don't know. मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है सबको छोड़ के मेरे I should learn to have a balance with my own self.
It's more about कि कितना time you spend on Instagram, कितना.
Yeah.
I'm joking, you know that, right?
आपकी भी आवाज छूट रही है बीच बीच में.
I wasn't serious. I was kidding. I'm not talking about the whole balance and Instagram and all that. I wasn't talking about that.
No, अभी आदत सी लग गई है. Like sometimes I open the phone for my orders and everything, and then I keep on watching small reels on Insta.
Mm-hmm.
And फिर ऐसा भी है कि husband is watching something else which I don't actually want to watch on the TV. Mm-hmm. So this mobile becomes handy.
Hi, Shweta. No,
hello.
Here is yet. Hey, how are you? How about turning on your camera and joining in the discussion? Hi, Shweta.
Hi, Shweta.
That was so Shweta number 2. There is we have 2 Shweta.
I can see Shweta now. Yeah.
There she is. Hello.
Hey, hello everyone.
Hello.
We have we only announced this. I only announced this morning, so we have a very small room today. But I guess it'll be cozy, so we can all talk to each other.
Sure.
So where do you live, Shweta?
I live in Bangalore currently.
Acha. Just call me Kiran, it's fine.
Oh,
Hi,
she said
Kiran.
currently. She said currently, not currently.
Currently. See, I need to go to the doctors now.
So we keep moving a lot. I have lived in Delhi, Gurgaon, Bombay, Dubai, and now Bangalore.
Wow.
I was just going to ask you, why did you say currently? Because that's sort of,
Yeah. We should have guessed.
So why did you join this room, Sweta? Did the topic interest you? What was it?
So, first of all, there's something about wellness that you are going to talk about, obviously, and the other is meditation. I am very, very interested in meditation. So this is something new, temple something.
Temple of
I
Healing.
just, I just read it fleetingly. I was out today after a long time. We opened up in Bangalore. This was the first weekend that we opened up in three months.
That we opened up. Who is we?
The city,
Sorry?
Bangalore city.
The Bangalore city. Okay, I thought maybe you had a cafe or something like that.
No. So, the city opened up. So I was out, but I fleetingly read the topic and I thought, okay, let me join in and understand it a little better.
Right. So basically, I can put a boring topic up there. लेकिन नीचे अगर meditation डाल दिया तो कोई ना कोई आ ही जाएगा मतलब.
मेरे जैसा तो आ जाएगा.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's very interesting. अगर relaxed जगह हो बैठने के लिए और उसको सुनने के लिए, it can be a very relaxing time.
And this time is actually very, very convenient. Saturday here, before the evening thing starts, it get over. So you're not encroaching into anybody else's time. Just a second. I was talking about it. There's a doorbell. I'll just join you.
Yeah.
So what did you cook today, Sid?
So first I had to figure out how to pronounce his name. Akshara Shrihit Vibhan. Is that 3 names? Is that 1 name? What did I cook today?
Yeah.
I haven't eaten as yet. I haven't cooked anything.
So you're fasting again?
Every day. Every day, yes, of course.
Wow.
Okay, now we've gone from 3 names to 1 name. Hi, Divya.
Hi, Sid.
So yeah, the fasting is every day. I'm mostly just trying to complete my protein and vegetables these days. That's it.
So I just learned making kombucha yesterday. The first day, my friend gifted me this Kobe. And
मैं वही पूछने वाला था, स्कोबी कहाँ से लाए?
हाँ नहीं, फ्रेंड ने दिया. उसने रेडीमेड kombucha जो उसने बनाया वो भी दिया. तो अब कल से kombucha. I used to buy branded ones, but now this homemade has a lot of difference. It has more alcohol, I think. पता नहीं. But I'm like on the way to healthy kombucha.
When you said alcohol, you started smiling and giggling.
Yeah.
Hi, Jayanti. Can she hear us? I don't know.
My legs. Who's there? Connecting to audio. She's like
Jayanti just came, and Carol is here. Oh, Kiran, you're a vegetarian, no?
I am a vegetarian. I am a teetotaler.
Right. You should never ever hear Caroline talk about some of her favorite foods.
Acha?
Definitely not a vegetarian.
Like
Yeah, Carol?
The other day, someone was talking about those intestines. And
Oh, you already heard her. She already heard her. You already heard her. It was very
no, but I started cooking fish
cultures in India.
for my son.
I thought it was more in the northeast than in the south. Achha, you said you started cooking for your son.
Yeah, but like I'm open to it now. Like my kitchen is now having non-veg food every other day.
Ab chal rahi hai kya, Kiran? Are you walking around?
I'm putting, my daughter's going to a friend's place overnight, so I'm just cooking her food, like baking something and getting it ready already.
क्योंकि यहाँ से ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे
उसको फिर खाना लेके जाना पड़ेगा ना सिर्फ, वो कहाँ किसी का घर का खा
Right now,
सकती है. राजमा चावल बने हैं, वो लेके जाओ आज रात के लिए, और I'll make some focaccia, more of focaccia, so all other people can also enjoy. Take some salads and chutneys. Fix
Right
yourself a
now,
chutney,
Kiran, you're
chutney
looking
sandwich
like.
tomorrow.
Can you
What
hear me?
else? She'll be home by tomorrow evening.
No, she can't hear me.
Now I'm
I
free.
think
Yeah.
so.
So what are we going to talk today?
Kiran, there's a bee in your
Social
hair.
wellness.
The house is on fire.
Oh
No, she
my
can't hear me.
goodness.
Good one.
Someone just told me half an hour before
There
that
she-
in 15 minutes I'm dropping off a tea. I kept the
Okay,
tea.
we got
मैंने
it.
भी नहीं पिया और अभी पड़ी हुई है चाय. I just don't like
Kiran,
पड़ी हुई चाय, you know. Fresh निकाल के पी लेनी चाहिए थी मुझे.
can you see me?
And I thought I put an anonymous post. Okay, I don't have to talk.
Can you hear me? Okay, anyway, time to start. Hang on one moment while I just share my screen. All right, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and see the screen, please. All right, guys. We have a small turnout today, but that's because we haven't. We didn't. I shared this event happening only at about 10, 11 o'clock this morning. So thank you for making it. And this one today, we are going to talk about integrated wellness. As of this point, we've noticed all of us have this uh, very deep-seated focus on our wellness. We try to focus, do something about our mental wellness. We look at our physical wellness, or लगभग इतना होता है. Maybe some of us look to spiritual wellness, but I'm not sure how many of us really go deeper into the contexts of each one of these different systems. So the topic today is integrated wellness, where we'll take a look at all of these things one by one. Which are the different types of uh, wellness, and how do they impact our ways of being, and vice versa. So we have seven different types of wellness. We have social wellness, we have physical wellness, we have spiritual wellness, we have emotional wellness, intellectual wellness, occupational wellness, and environmental wellness. Now that sounds like a lot of wellness. The thing with that is that all of these things, they go into our way of just a second, somebody's put something into chat here. Okay, so they go into our overall wellness, and one way or the other, once we start completing them, then it ends up making us happier and so on. So the first one here is social wellness. Now social wellness is really about our relationships. If you've noticed, a lot of us have know a lot of people, but we don't have a very satisfying social life. We might have a lot of interaction with people, but we might not value those people. So it's about our relationships, how fulfilling our relationships are, how we support these relationships, how they support us, how comfortable we feel with them. There's a lot of people who they're sitting in the middle of what they would call family, but they don't feel comfortable. They sit with a bit of a poker face there. They look neither sad nor happy. They're not really sure. Is environment, inside this environment, how do I react? What are the reactions I can show? And so the reason why social wellness is so important is that people who have healthy relationships and strong social networks, they tend to live longer and respond better to stress. And the reduction in stress and anxiety, in turn, it results in a healthier endocrine system, healthier cardiovascular functioning, and an enhanced immune system. Now, that is interesting because we wouldn't have really given so much credence to just being in a social circle. And the other interesting thing is that it can also cause less addiction. And if you're already addicted to something, it can cause faster de-addiction. So what's the context here for connect, nurture, interact? We need to create a lot of connections. We need to connect with as many people as we can. I see a lot of people, we are scared to connect to strangers. We feel, we seem to hesitate before creating new connections and so on. But when we create more connections, we can nurture those connections. And when we nurture those connections to become valuable to us, and then we start interacting with those connections. And when we interact with those connections, that's when the circle becomes complete. So we've got connections who are valuable to us and who we are valuable to because we have nurtured them. And then we interact with them, share quality time with them, and ultimately uh, be one with all of those people. And we can actually reap those benefits such as the endocrine system and better functioning and so on and so forth. Now, we can either discuss this aspect before I finish all seven of them, or we can do it at the very end. How would you like to do this? Would you like to talk about this aspect now or later? You can type something in the chat. You can put your hand like this to say later. What do you want to do? Okay, so we'll just continue. Now, number two is our physical wellness. Now, the physical wellness refers to, this is the most obvious of them all, it refers to the state of our bodies and different physiological systems within our bodies. We've got the respiratory thing going on, the cardiovascular thing, the gastrointestinal thing. So, how often do we really exercise? Do we get our, there are a lot of people I know who don't like getting tests done for various reasons. One of them is that they don't want to see the results, and the results might be what they fear. And that has happened with me as well. It happens to a lot of us where we think, let us delay this, थोड़े सा lifestyle changes करते हैं ताकि 3 महीने में ये test कर लेते हैं ताकि at that time we can, we can see some results which are a little more what we want. So are we energetic on most days? Do we give our bodies enough priority to restore, maintain, and improve our physical health? Would any one of you like to give me a thumbs up on what about improving your physical health? What are you doing to improve your physical health? Anybody's doing something here? Okay, Kiran is searching for something there. Okay, so anyway, so that is physical health where we need to start getting our physical exercise up, and in fact, physical activity delays or reduces the impact of 40 different chronic lifestyle diseases, 40 of them. And just in case you didn't know, up to 7,500 steps a day is considered sedentary. 7,500 steps is sedentary. Above 10,000 can be considered really active. So we need to aim for at least 7.5 to 10 somewhere uske beech mein. Getting happy with 5,000 is not going to help. Next, we are at spiritual wellness. So a lot of people we equate spiritual wellness with religion. Although another point of view might say that religion it can be considered a route to spirituality. In this context, I'm really talking about what is our relationship with ourselves. Do we criticize and impose guilt on ourselves, or are we kind to ourselves? Do we allow ourselves to make mistakes? Do we learn from those mistakes and forgive ourselves for past mistakes? Lots of folks blame themselves, get all guilty, this is my fault, and so on and so forth, and keep that guilt going day after day. We're not kind to ourselves. In fact, when you think about it, we are our biggest critics. With the harshest people, most of us are too, is ourselves. So let's be a little kinder. How much empathy do we give ourselves? How much empathy are we able to give others? And really, how well do we understand ourselves? Do we understand ourselves? And when we do understand ourselves, do we accept ourselves? That we are, this is who we are. And when we do accept ourselves, then we'll be able to extend a deep empathy to others for who they really are and give them the same opportunity as we give ourselves. A lot of the time, you'll find that we might not really uh, be accepting ourselves or accepting others. There's a lot of acceptance involved in this whole scenario, which really brings us down. So the spiritual wellness is about our relationship with ourselves, how well we understand ourselves, and how we are able to extend that understanding of ourselves to others. Next, we have emotional wellness. Now, in emotional wellness, there's this whole, every once in a while when I'm talking to folks, I get the feeling that they don't really get to talk a lot because there's so much inside, there's so much they'd like to talk about. So, in fact, sometimes I even ask that how many close friends do you have, that you speak to, and I find the answer is usually something like once a month. That's the average I've heard. So, how open are we with our near and dear ones? Are we able to share our feelings with friends and family? Are we able to acknowledge our feelings to ourselves? I am sad. I am happy. In fact, right now, try to think of a happy memory. Sometimes the happy memories, जो पहले हुआ करता था, maybe 20 years ago when we bought something new for the first time, we got a job for the first time and all of that, a lot of us are not able to experience that kind of happiness again. Somehow it's getting stifled. So our emotional wellness has got a lot to do with that. And when we acknowledge and share our feelings without trivializing them, I'm just like this, using the word just, we do that a lot. It requires balance, some balance from within us, and it creates more and more balance, making us feel secure and happy. Just the act of sharing. But most of you already knew that. So I'd like to ask you if you would like to respond here, that do you really share with others? And if you do, what do you feel about it? If you don't, why don't you? Please do share something over here. And then we have intellectual wellness. Now, intellectual wellness is a place where we're able to express our thoughts and develop our intellect through learning and debate our ideas and concepts with others via healthy dialectic discussion. A dialectic discussion is where we don't try to convince the other person of our point of view, but where we are on a common mission to get closer to the truth. So it's more about, tell me more about what you think, and this is why I don't agree. Why don't you go ahead and refute what I'm saying? And ultimately, we work together and figure out what's happening. Okay, a lot of people share. That is wonderful. And in fact, the same people who have said this, uh, yes, I think I was pretty sure you would be the ones who would be sharing, and you too, Richa. So when we are intellectually well, we feel ourselves grow. We perceive a sense of security in the knowledge that we have, that we are accumulating, and actively use that shared knowledge and perspective in some manner in our lives, personal or professional. So when we are in a state of intellectual wellness, we are able to learn, we are able to challenge ourselves and see different perspectives. We are happy to develop new ideas, views, and opinions, and expose ourselves to new ideas and people who challenge us, and expose ourselves to beliefs that are different from our own. And which brings us to occupational wellness, because intellectual wellness has a fair bit to do with occupational wellness, and which is an important part of our well-being, as this aspect usually occupies a significant part of our waking time. And during this time, it is so important that we feel fulfilled, valued, interested, and happy in the work that we're doing. Sometimes that happiness is about our interest in the work itself, at others, or about the outcome of the work, such as, for example, environmental workers feel good about working in a noble profession. Divya, I will be happy to share. If I was unable to share it, it will be more disturbing. Completely agree, Divya. And the other thing is about the impact of that work on our lives. For example, we are able to provide for our families. So it is important to actually enjoy that work or value it in some manner. And without occupational wellness, life becomes a bit of a drag. And waking up every morning becomes a chore, and going to work becomes a chore because we don't really enjoy ourselves there. So, occupational wellness is about finding our work lives interesting, learning how to balance work and home lives, effectively working with others, being able to work on our own, and being able to find some sort of inspiration at the workplace. And finally, okay, so this was wrong. It should read environmental wellness. Sorry about that. So environmental wellness is about about the world all around us. The environments we are cocooned in our immediate environment, for example, the workplace or home, and the world beyond in the context of cleanliness, pollution, and more. When we include environmental wellness as a distinct factor in our overall wellness, then we are placing the planet on priority. We are actively improving all these types of environments, the macro ones, the micro ones, the ones that are immediately around us, and more. So, for example, if I'm just cleaning up my room, I do share a room with my wife, so I'm actually cleaning up her room as well. So, in trying to improve my environment, I'm improving it for others as well. Similarly, it works exactly the same way as we increase the scope of our environment. And at the very core of environmental wellness is respect, respect for nature, especially the outside environment, respect for nature and all the living organisms it supports. In this case, my environment, that living organism is my wife. When we become aware of this aspect of our wellness and work towards improving it, our efforts result in a much more balanced lifestyle. Now, the questions I'd ask myself here is, do I recycle? Do we practice zero waste cooking? Do we try and save electricity? Do we try and walk and use public transport as much as possible? Do we reuse as much as possible instead of buying new? Are we trying to reduce the use of plastics? Caroline is enjoying herself. Okay, so all of these questions go into the context of environmental wellness, and so this brings me to the end of the seven types of wellness. I'm going to stop sharing the screen now and come back to you. Oh, cool! You're all still here. Okay, so yeah. Oh, looks like my father's got his camera on for the first time. Okay, so so here's the thing, guys. Now, I'd like you to switch on your microphones, please, and let's have a little chat about what you felt about these different aspects of wellness. Now, for example, do you feel you are socially well, you are physically well, spiritually well, emotionally well, intellectually well, occupationally well, and environmentally well? So, do we feel we are there? Where are we not? Are you anyone wants to talk? Because if you don't talk, I'll keep talking.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Your voice is very muffled.
My voice is muffled.
Yeah, now it's better.
Uh, I have an observation.
Right.
It's a very general observation. I have attended a few of these sessions, through you, and even this one. You'll find mostly it's the women folk who are more interested in these kind of talks. I mean, it's a general point I'm making at the moment. Why is it so?
Women folk. That in itself probably. I don't know why. One of the reasons could be that the platforms on which I share these events on are composed of about 85% women, gone down to about 83 now recently, but that could be one of the major factors. Number two could be that I'm guessing that the proportion of men and women as opposed to working status is still not 50-50. So maybe that could be a reason where a lot of women choose to look after the home. Maybe that is one. I don't know. You tell me. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Any of
I
the
can see
women folk want to
Richa there.
respond?
I will take a very oblique view. And the oblique view is that women are more aware.
Okay.
That they
Sir,
participate.
I have something to say.
Please,
Women
Carol.
crave to improve themselves, I feel
Exactly.
more.
They're all the time in that.
I always get that craving to improve myself in all the aspect you are telling actually. So I learned so much from you. I just grasp everything you say. It's a usual thing. It has become a routine for me. I look up to you always, sir, nowadays. Whatever you say, I just try to grasp it.
That's very sweet of you, man. But
So
right
I
now, I need you
feel
to that's my father, by the way. Why it is the women folk who are attending this? Some more.
No,
women are
no,
more
I'm making
vibrant.
a note of this in the sense that I'm actually noting it down.
Ji.
Fine. It's a very interesting two replies I have received. And one is that the women are more aware of their surroundings and they want to improve, they want to grasp, they want to learn, they want to be better human beings and people and mother and etc. etc.
I have a larger view
Which
to
is
that.
very interesting.
I have a larger view.
Right?
Coming more from the metaphysical aspect, if the audience here may add to it, what I'm saying is that the great or the divine feminine or the Shakti or Mother Earth or Gaia, whatever name you'd like to call her, is on the rise right now. And due to that, you would see that women now are questioning more, are aware more, and are seeking more. You will see more women who are seekers today. As Caroline very beautifully said, that she's seeking and she's wanting to know, and there's this craving. I have, even in my groups of people whom I teach, and the webinars that I conduct and the students that I teach, even I have the same percentage, large percentage is women, especially in the Akasha, whatever I do, the work there. So that doesn't mean that the men are not ready. I would agree to even sit there that some are very busy in that whole day-to-day thing. But said in the last 2 years, that day-to-day thing has come home. So
That
that
is true.
day-to-day is happening at home. So there's a lot of chaos, which ensued in the beginning when as people settle down into the work from home environment. But what I notice is that that also alluded to women getting into a more seeking mode. And that's what and my observations are from the last 2 years, where I've had very serious seekers asking a lot of very intelligent questions and wanting their own answers or searching for their own light. So that's where it is. So that's my perspective from my observations, not just from Sid's wonderful webinars that he continues to conduct or is, organizing, but on a larger perspective. That's what I'm noticing.
I, 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 I understand what you have said, and I have no reason to disbelieve what you have said. Actually, it was, I feel that it was from the First World War onwards. Of course, I am diverting from bringing into my soldierly thing. From First World War onwards, when the men were out fighting with each other as they normally do, unfortunately, it is the women who shared and took on the burden that men normally did when at home, industries, nursing, all the this thing. And once the world found that women could perform well, perform better than men, that was the time when the turn began to take place, and the women began to emerge stronger, better, more helpful, blah blah blah. And probably when you say that the female part or whatever the you have shown Mother Earth, etc., etc., that's about time when the tide began to turn, and happily so, for the better, and I have no doubt about that. Now, why did I bring this
Here,
question up? As to I hello, can you hear me?
yes, yes, we can
Yeah,
hear.
why I brought this question up is fine. I agree. I mean, I have no reason to disagree. All the aspects of physical wellness or the wellness in turn that Siddharth has brought out, I mean, he's analyzed it well. One could always add or subtract one up or one of any of the factors, but it is quite rounded. It applies to women and men. You see, we have all agreed that men and women are from, like they say, from Mars and Venus, etc. We are basically different. Men and women are basically different given any number of issues, problems. I'm not saying creating a problem. I'm just saying for testing purposes. Men and women will come up with different solutions and perhaps both workable. My mind went to this when he spoke about, do you share your emotions with your colleagues, with your friends? And a lot of ladies, they came up with, I share with my friends. And my mind said, I don't.
You are the only male here, by the way, apart from me.
That's why. Yeah. So my mind said, I don't share. So it struck me that probably it's a man thing and it's a woman thing, that the woman, I mean, it's well researched subject, that women lessen their burden by talking, and men just keep quiet and get into that cave mentality. When they are upset, women share things. It's a problem if a woman doesn't share. Problem when a man begins to share is what I look at it. That's it.
Okay, I have a observation here. First of all, good evening, sir. Nice to see you here.
Hi, Renu.
Yeah, Renu.
Oh, hi, Renu.
Hello. So I'll share what I feel about it. First of all, I totally agree with what Richa said. Yes, women are seeking more and women are questioning more. That is there because it's said world across the feminine energy at this point of time is strongest. But otherwise, I remember something what my dad used to say that अगर मैंने बता दिया कि मुझे टेंशन हो रही है या मुझे चिंता हो रही है, how will I be able to give assurance and sense of security to everybody in the family? And that stemmed out from the context that he at that point of time was the caregiver and the nurturer in the family. So when I am talking about gender issues and the biases, I say that genetically we are not evolved as much because if you look at the genetic pattern, men were supposed to provide security and food, and women were supposed to be taking care of uh, the food, the making food part, and childbearing. So, even though the education and the exposure and the role changing and everything has resulted in a lot of this thing, the evolution genetically has not happened to that extent. And because of that, basic pattern in the mind, men are scared to seek help or scared to go at a platform where they are, socially and obviously seen seeking answers. Not that they don't want to because they read and they learn and everything, पर openly बताने में तकलीफ होती है. उनको लगता है कि जो मेरा role है वो उसका perception कम ना हो जाए. So that's what I think.
Thank you for sharing that, Renu. Jayanti says today's women face more challenges at the home front, work, and the workplace, and are more stressed. So most of us try to work on it through spirituality, meditation, and balance ourselves. So that's an interesting perspective, Jayanti, because from what I have seen is that while women have gone on ahead into let's say more working, but men haven't really gone into looking and helping with the house as much. So largely, you see, let's say a lady working as well as doing the house stuff, and then I guess when we got more stuff on our shoulders, we try to find ways to balance that, I guess, or to cope with that extra load. So is that what you're saying, Jayanti? You're muted.
Yes, it.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So
Siddharth,
get on
sorry.
to the next topic here is so social, physical. How many of us
I
are
want
active?
to, I want to speak something about social. First one that you discussed when you go out, meet people, interact with them, and things like that, right?
Okay, now that's the disadvantage of having your father in the room. He can pull rank.
No, no, you're coming to it. No, because
हाँ
this
जी, हाँ जी,
question came
बताइए.
to my mind at that particular time only. I was waiting for the session to be over.
जी जी
I
जी
mean, over means for you to finish speaking.
जी.
My experience is that you instantly get, now I think Richa will be able to guide us on that. You instantly get good vibes or good chemistry with a person, or you don't. It's been my experience. And if I don't get good vibes from him, I find, or her, I find that the other person too uh, has probably the same feeling, because none of us make an attempt. We are gentle, we are social, we are nice, but that's it. Hello, good morning, and not beyond that. What is this phenomena? Is there anything to it about
So there are
two
three
people?
aspects. There are supposedly three aspects to this.
Mm.
Aspect number one, let's start with the scientific aspect. The scientific aspect, researched by or written by a guy called, I forget his name. But anyway, so he's written 2, 3 books, and one of them is about this. So what he says is that we've got a sum total of all the experience which we're getting right now. So we've got all that experience in our heads, all the people we have gotten along with in the past, all the people we have not got along with in the past, who we had a bad experience with. All that is stored in our heads. Number one. Number two, another point to note would be that we receive about 40 million bits of information at any given point in time, and we process only, sorry, 11 million bits of information, and we process only 40 bits. So there's a lot of stuff which is not there in our conscious, but it is somewhere in our heads. It's there in there. Okay. Now he has this Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell is the guy's name. So what Malcolm Gladwell says is that he says there's something called thin slicing. What he says is that if you take a thin slice out of our current experience, for example, abhi bande se mile hain, maybe he's got a certain type of aftershave on, maybe he puts his mustache in a certain way, maybe he wears a certain type of outfit, and in our past, we've never got along with men with or with people with this particular combination, and we instantly reject. And interestingly, this is not just with people, it is also in the case of, there was a very famous case he quoted of a sculpture, where the sculpture met all the criteria for every single test of authenticity, but two or three people held out saying they just didn't like it, there was something wrong with it, and they couldn't say that this is authentic. And finally, they did a lot more testing and figure out it was actually fake. But there was minute, tiny details that the conscious mind did not pick up, but the subconscious picked up, thin sliced it, compared it to past information, and gave a decision. That is the scientific wala. The other one says, let's go, the belief-based system would say that our auras interact with one another, and if they are not compatible, then you just don't make it. And there's a third theory that talks about that you probably didn't get along well in a previous life, and so there's a past life angle. So in all these three, I choose to stay with the first two, with the scientific one for about 80% and 20% with the other one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nisha has chosen to write. Nisha, do you, if you want to speak, please do speak. Yeah, or I can read it out for you.
Yes, I could speak. The Sid, what I was feeling is not really. It's my perception about it, though. It's not really about the gender thing, but it's
Right.
more to do with what we are, what is bothering us, how much it is bothering us, and what we want to do about it. How we want to accept it. So some people might like to push it in the gym. Have a nice workout and feel the stress go away, which could be both men and women. So it's not specifically a gender which wants to be macho or or just want to push it in the gym. It could be anyone, and actually that helps. Physical wellness really uplifts the mood. You feel good immediately and you sweat it out. So that's one good aspect about it. It also makes you feel better physically anyway. Some like to talk about it with their friends or their well-wishers. But sometimes you don't have somebody to talk to about a certain issue, or it could be anything. You might not choose to talk to, or even if you talk, that situation is not really getting resolved. It's just that you are getting it out of your system, but it's still you are still not out of it really. So it's more about channeling that energy positively in a direction, and finding how to do that. And meditation definitely helps. Like in my case, I do feel that sometimes I'm stuck with the same problem again and again in my life. I have seen that pattern in my life. So when I see that pattern occurring, initially I used to crib about it, or feel sulk, or maybe try to find an answer or try to improvise, or what could I have done better. It's not that we should not try and do improvise or not try to do better about it, but slowly I feel figuring out if something is happening again and again in a similar fashion. It could be any aspect of life for that matter. There has to be some reason and there has to be some answer. It may not be what I am really seeking about it, but that it has to be this way only. But I should understand, maybe putting a scientific or a logical bent of mind there. And I do practice astrology as well, so I could find some answers somewhere. I believe in past karma and everything too, though it's not really the topic here. But then I realized that acceptance really helps. Somewhere some threads you can't really undo all the time, but if you can accept certain things and feel happy and let it go. And I have felt that those, the moment you start accepting, you start feeling happier. And meditation helps you in that spiritual journey. I've recently started attending these sessions here. I really was, it was actually struck the chord at the right time when I needed it. But I've found that even before this, when it used to when you are troubled and you don't want to really share about certain things, because you can see due to any reason XYZ, or maybe sometimes we do share as well, but you really want to have an answer. Their meditation or spiritual wellness, I think that is very important. Sometimes it's very important for us not to keep cribbing on ourselves, not to push, not to beat that, you you have done this wrong, but to accept that, yes, if this is to be, then what best I can make out of this? How can I be happy about it? And how I can let it go? And believe me, once we start doing it, things actually start getting positive. We can see a different energy flowing. We can see a different direction. But then again, that doesn't have to be a gender again and a thing again. Men can also choose to, do this. It is not only the women, and not always women, choose to meditate because of this reason. It's just about, how much you want to, how much something is bothering you, and how far you want to, go and solve that thing for yourself. That's my perception about it.
Thank you for sharing that, Nisha. Guys, we've got one option here. Either we can continue discussing the different aspects of wellness and how we're doing it and how we'd like to improve it, or we can go into a guided meditation for the Temple of Healing. Which one would you like to do?
The guided meditation, please, Sid. Looking forward to you guiding us.
Guided meditation, sir.
Guided meditation, definitely.
ओके रिचा आपके सामने करना तो मेरे को थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी. Let me find a bag to cover my head.
Sir, that's not fair. अरे हमें भी तो चांस मिलना चाहिए ना.
Right.
I look forward to these. That's right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, clearly.
All right, brilliant. जी. All right, guys. I'd like you to please, if you want to switch on your cameras, but please definitely don't hold your phones in your hands. And if possible, use your phones and get comfortable, please. So what we are going to do today is to go through a guided meditation, which is going to be about the Temple of Healing. And when we find and reach your Temple of Healing, there we will try to find your spirit guide, and let's see what your guides have to say to you or not. Sometimes we have all sorts of interesting experiences. So number one, you can close your eyes now and be in a comfortable position. Make sure your back is nicely supported and your legs are in a comfortable position. You can place your hands on your lap or any place else you want. Feel the surface underneath you, supporting your weight. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly, watching as it leaves your body. Take another deep breath and let it out slow. Be aware of your breath. Watch as it enters your nose. Watch as it leaves your nostrils. Observe the difference in temperature when it enters and exits your body. Keep watching your breath. Observe the beginning of every inhalation and the beginning of every exhalation. As you breathe in and you breathe out, you begin to feel relaxed. You breathe in calmness from the universe with every breath. Every time you breathe out, a little bit of stress leaves your body. As you continue breathing, you feel your body and mind relaxing. Your eyes feel comfortable and relaxed. You feel your shoulders relax. As you relax deeper, the tiny muscles around your eyes begin to relax. All the tension in your shoulders leaves your body as you breathe. Your eyelids feel comfortable and relaxed and heavy. You might want to open them, but there's no need. They feel so nice and comfortable when they're closed. In a moment, not right now, in a moment, allow your eyes to relax further. And a little more, the muscles in your neck relax. You feel your stomach rising and falling with each breath. When you breathe in, your stomach expands. When you breathe out, your stomach falls. With each breath that comes in, you feel safe and confident. Every breath brings in confidence that today and moving forward will be wonderful days. Each breath going out takes with it your tension and stress, releasing them into the universe to be cleansed. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Imagine a staircase with 5 steps. The first staircase that comes to mind, and nod when you can see the staircase. Look closely at the material the staircase is made of. At the bottom of the staircase is a bright light. You begin walking down the staircase towards the light. Step 1. Your eyes feel sleepy and comfortable. Your face is relaxed. Your shoulders are loose and comfortable. Step 2. Your arms feel light and loose. Your legs are relaxed and comfortable. You lean back a little into deeper relaxation. Step 3. Each breath takes you deeper and deeper into relaxation. All stresses begin to leave your mind and body. Step 4. Because you will resolve them when you're ready. You're going to meet your spirit guide who will heal you. Step 5. You relax a little more and smile with this comforting thought. You're now in a state of complete relaxation and looking forward to traveling to your temple of healing. You've reached the bottom of the stairs and you're in a small chamber with writing and symbols on the walls. There's water on the floor. You look down at your feet. When you can see what's at your feet, nod if you can see them. The light you saw earlier was a small sphere that floats in front of you above your head. The sphere begins to get bigger and brighter. See the light around you. Excuse me. You're in the center of the light. The light becomes more intense, bathing everything around it in a white glow. You feel yourself moving. The light is transporting you to your temple of healing. The world around you becomes a blur, traveling through space and land and planets and stars, reaching the land where your temple of healing is located. It could be the mountains or the green hills in a forest or a valley. Soon you will see your temple of healing. And now you see your temple of healing, your very own temple of healing. It is a place of comfort and wisdom and understanding and healing. You reach the temple and you look around. It doesn't have to be a temple. It could be any place which you have brought in, which you have been brought to. You feel your heart fill with love. You feel comfortable and relaxed. This is your own private place of healing, a place you can visit any time you like. Whenever you can see your temple of healing, nod your head. You stand there looking around. You are filled with a sense of peace and calm and feel a presence around you. The presence of a higher being, a loving spirit being, your guide. You look around for your spirit guide and see a light moving towards you. This is your guide who may or may not reveal their true shape to you. If they reveal themselves, You can describe it if you want, or remember it, there may be more than one. You ask them their name, and an understanding of a name will reveal itself in your mind. Trust your intuition and the first thoughts that come to you. Sometimes the answers will reveal themselves immediately, and at others, whenever you're ready, perhaps later. As you feel the presence of your spirit guide, you feel everything else that's happening in your mind and your body. It might be an aroma, a tingling in your body, or the vision of a symbol. Remember it, as this is a sign of the spirit guide. You can have many guides who will appear for you at different times for different purposes, sometimes just to guide us through a difficult situation. It is all right to ask the guide if you can trust them. You can now ask your guide any questions you're looking for the answers to, and you will receive an understanding of an answer from your guide. Sometimes the answer appears when you're ready, which may be now, it may be later. It could be a situation that you're looking to understand better, a relationship you want to improve, or anything else. Trust your intuition and accept the first notion of an answer that is conveyed to you. Once you have received this information, thank your spirit guide for that guidance. We'll wait while you interact. If your mind or body needs healing, your guide will direct healing rays to you. If your guide has revealed their true form, they may heal you with their hands. Take your time, enjoy this time with your guide. Let your guide heal you. Time has stopped and everything is calm and peaceful. Now you take a deep healing breath. Fill your lungs with positive energy from your temple of healing, a bright energy that glows inside of you, filling your body with a wonderful, warm light. As you continue breathing, the light inside you expands. The light feels comfortable and makes you confident. You feel peaceful and light. You continue breathing and filling up with relaxing, warm, and comfortable light. Now enjoy your light, comfortable self for a moment. Explore your feelings. Explore whatever you're seeing right now. Enjoy any colors you might be seeing. Enjoy the relaxation. Your guide must return, and you feel the light becoming brighter around you, brighter and then fading away. You find yourself in the same chamber as before, with writing and symbols on the walls. You begin walking back up the stairs, returning to your day, filled with new understanding, peace, and calm. In a moment, not right now, in a moment, you'll begin climbing up the stairs, waking up to a bright and beautiful day. Step 5. you're getting ready to begin a productive, awesome day. 4, you will be calm and confident and feel wonderful about yourself. 3, you're going to come back to the present feeling relaxed and calm. 2, in a moment, you'll be ready to continue a wonderful day. 1, and whenever you're ready, open your eyes and say hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hi guys, please share your experience, and I'm still learning, so feedback is very, very welcome.
So, Sid, amazing experience. Honestly, it's not that I have something to gain by just like that praising you.
Oh, but you do, my undying gratitude.
I actually needed it. I'll be honest with you because I've got a little bit of a cervical sprain.
Ji.
So when you said healing, I grabbed the opportunity and went in. What was again amazing was a couple of things. Before you said that the ground is filled with water, I could see water. And that again, that bit about your subconscious mind already knows what's coming, so you could see that. What was, I think, very beautiful is probably a continuation of my own experiences. I do know my spirit right. So what I did get to know was when had I met her in a past life. For me, it was a very expanded experience and an experience full of gratitude. Of course, I did receive the healing, and the only bit I would say is that allow us some time there in that sense. Not
Okay.
for
Agree.
that time, because when the healing was beginning, I started feeling the heat. तब तक आपने बोला she has to go, so she went.
Nisha is nodding so hard she could generate power from there.
The only bit, other
I
than
actually completely agree at this point. It was little too quick.
yeah, because he said they have to go, so she went, and she became light, and she was gone. So other than that bit, I think beautifully guided, and I have my own revelations. I'm keeping them to myself because it was a continuation of a past life.
Ji. Thank
So
you so much. That is very useful feedback.
in a state of beautiful gratitude, you have an amazing voice, a very warm, kind voice. Use that for yourself and allow the people their own experience. आपको सब कुछ guide करना जरूरी नहीं है.
Sorry, say that again, please. The last bit.
I'm saying आपको हर moment पे guide करना जरूरी नहीं है. You can just take them to the temple and then do the basic instructions and leave them there and allow some time for that. I think that would really expand the experience. Okay?
Understood. Will do.
Other than that, I think incredible. Please use your voice more. Your voice is very warm. So it
Thank you.
takes someone in very, very nicely. Like I was in a nice la 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 and I didn't want to.
Hello, thank you. Coming from you means a lot, Richa. Thanks so much.
Grateful, very grateful to you. Thank you.
Anybody else
In the
share
first,
anything?
first instant, I look forward to guided meditation because basically leading a retired life, one is too lazy to follow any routine. At this time of the day, one is a little more free and uh, it becomes a little compelling कि हाँ करते हैं because obviously one knows that meditation has got great plus points. So I look forward to it. That is one. The moment I get a chance, I join. That was one I want to share with you. Uh, Secondly, I had a very funny vision, I don't know if it has any meaning or you were just meaningless. I saw a kind of a red shawl with what I perceived was a flowers woven, that Kashmiri work that they do nice, large, not definite flowers, but petals floating left and right, left and right, left and right. I couldn't see its edges. And I don't know what it meant, but anyway, I saw that, but it was nice. Otherwise, very soothing. Thank you.
Thank you. Nisha.
It was really good this time again, and this time with you, Sid. So what I could climb down the stairs. I could see that water at the end of the stairs. It was like it was not really too deep water, but I my ankle deep water, and I could see some symbols. It was, but I could not read and I could not make out it. I could make out it's some kind of a different, different uh, water, or maybe some sacred or whatever it is, but it's something different. I was walking through it, and when you asked us to move, move through the valleys or the suns or the moons or the planets, I was actually moving through a tunnel. I am not sure how. I was trying to make my mind go through the sky.
आपका healing
Yeah.
का route, temple का route अलग होगा ना शायद.
I don't know.
Then
Yeah,
please
but the
go
way the mind was imagining,
Mhm.
and I was interrupted once in my meditation, but I joined back again, and thankfully I joined back. And it was a beautiful place. It was near a huge water body. It was all lush green in my space, and slightly there were some steps. So it was more like a, in the form of a topiary, but it was a huge area, elevated land, and there was a huge, like a shivling. It was not really a shivling, but because I could not, or maybe it was because I could not make out, any lines or anything, or it was just a huge, what I would say, it took the shape of that long, elongated mound. I would say a dark mound. Can't really gather the color. It was some dark color, very dark, and uh, and there was a huge light on the top of it. So it was so huge that I was so small in front of it,
Mhm.
and I just kneeled down, and I was just sitting there peacefully, and the entire atmosphere was so beautiful, the air around me, and that view of that, what I was seeing, and that light, from the top of that, um uh, I would say it was a holy thing, uh, that really embraced me so much. I just felt thankful. I was feeling gratitude. I was feeling there was just one sentence that came into my mind. I'll just share that, but there was no question in the mind. There was nothing that I could remember. It was just that, it was thank you for, loving me, for to the God. It was a complete acceptance and gratitude. It was just where I am, and this is where I have to, I am supposed to be, or maybe I will not even try to put it into words there. It was just beautiful sitting there, and the moment I was enjoying it, you said, now we started to go back, and that light started dimming, from that temple aura, and I started immediately. I wanted to stay. I wanted to. I didn't want to interrupt that meditation, but I wanted to say no, 5 minutes more. But I could feel myself going back, 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 and into that, near the last stair of waters, and back on the top
I can
of
just
the staircase.
hold on, wait. I'm just going backwards.
But you took us there, so it was really nice. I could have never imagined myself, this as a temple of healing place. I would have always imagined a temple, as in a building. So this was not a building. This was an open area with that majestic thing in between. So that was a very beautiful experience for me.
Glad you enjoyed it, Nisha. And by the way, now that you've been through this to your temple of healing via a state of trance, you can now go back to it anytime you want. It's so this is your place. It is largely uninfluenced by your conscious emotions and so on and so forth. So this is as close to a place of healing as we can get at this stage of interaction that we're doing right now. So when you're going to sleep, maybe sometime when you wake up in the morning, when you're just feeling like you need a little bit of TLC, then you can go back into it, close your eyes, feel yourself back there, and you can do it yourself.
I can try. I do try Richa's meditation online. I found on YouTube.
Oh,
I listen to that for 10 minutes, and before those 10 minutes are over, I'm dead asleep.
brilliant. Brilliant. I know,
Thanks,
I know
Rich.
totally what Richa was saying, because being guided, now the experiences I've had when in a guided meditation has been fantastic, especially during hertz.
Oh,
And it is very, very different from doing it yourself.
yes, because we give the control over to someone else. Yeah, that's the reason why they are deeper.
Gee, it's like driving a train through, Shimla, this thing. So, okay, I mean, you really look out at the valley, or you're going to drive the train, I guess it's something like
Exactly, precisely. So if you have a efficient train driver, you might as well give it to the train
that.
driver and look out. So that's exactly what we will do.
Divya says it was relaxing. I could feel water, stared, saw the light, went in the temple, saw a swastik symbol, but I did not see my spirit guide. A light was around me, but couldn't talk to them. Maybe I am scared. Possible, Divya. We never know what's going to happen. Maybe the next time it will be a better experience for you. Okay, I saw you nod, so that's cool. Anybody else would like to share? So I've got one learning I
Yeah,
need to.
Richa, I was sorry, Siddharth. I was
Go.
Richa. That was a very interesting point you brought out as to why we prefer or benefit more, etc., etc. Guided meditation, which you said because you have given up that control. That's a very important aspect which I feel, and thank you for bringing it up. I'll remember this. It becomes easier when you have perhaps given up the control and you're allowing yourself to be led.
See, sir, what happens when you do that? Your subconscious mind, the genius mind, takes over. And then the genius mind can show you things. Till the time we have the conscious mind in control, it will try to control the environment. But when you consciously give over the control, and in this case to your navigator, the one who's navigating the journey, then it becomes easier. And to your point, Sid, it is easier to navigate people like us because we
So
have.
you're already very open to the concept, no?
So what happens is I end up. So my husband, you would find it incredibly funny the experience. I told you cervical blah blah issue. 3 days back, around 4 days back, he said something. He said, "Okay, you've guided so many. Let me guide you." And he said something, and I had a spontaneous past life recall. So he's taking it as his success. I told him that listen, anybody does 5 4 3 2 1 to Richa, she will go
And it's just gone.
gone. So I tried saying that. He got very miffed with me, saying that this is what you are. You can't even give credit where it is due. I made you allow. I mean, you saw something, you got one resolution out of it, and this woman has no gratitude. I guess I behaved like a typical wife where I shouldn't have and kept my mouth shut and said yes, yes, yes. You are so great. I didn't do that. So again, learning from me there. कि हर चीज में सच्चाई बोलनी जरूरी नहीं होती कभी कभी
Right.
but in this forum I can say yeah, once we are very used to getting meditating or being guided, you will always find these experiences richer and richer. And of course a warm voice helps absolutely. But
Right. Oh, by the way, so here's a shout out for Richa's Akashic readings. She did one for me the other day, and it was very, very interesting. I didn't have any questions, though that would have made it much more interesting. But there's a shout out for you if
oh
you
yeah,
have to experience it sometime.
I'm very grateful, Sid, that you allowed me the opportunity to look into your past. Without the
Brilliant.
permission I cannot, isn't it?
So thank you guys. If there's nothing else, I will go back and I will write down my learnings. I will try to make it a little better and more detailed, and have you spend more time. Which somebody else has also told me that. By the way, Jayanti, that she said that she was in the Valley of Flowers, and she says that you pulled me out too soon. I wanted to spend more time there. So yes, so cool. Thank you so much, guys, for attending this, and it was lovely to have all of you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this with you. You take care.
Thank you,
Bye bye.
Sid.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thank you.